What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mike Dolce Knows channel. Today, we want to talk about the most efficient amount of time you should spend performing cardiovascular activity when your purpose is fat loss. We're continuing on with the theme of cardio for fat loss with this video. Thank you guys for being here. Check out the links to our sponsors, including merichealth.com/Dolce, where you can get your blood work tested by the #1 team in the nation, the lowest cost, highest quality blood work with full medical review. And then if you need any sort of prescriptions, the medical team at Merrick Health can definitely help you. So check that out, of course. This video wants to show you, or I want to show you in this video, how easy it is to lose fat when you perform cardiovascular activity. Now, we talk here about performing lists, fasted lists, which is simply you wake up, you use the restroom, you drink some water, have a little sip of black coffee or green tea, and you walk out your front door for 15 minutes, turn around, come home. That's it. That is LIST, low intensity, steady state cardiovascular activity. There are just reams and reams of studies that support the dramatic health benefits, fitness benefits, athletic benefits, body composition benefit, digestive benefits, emotional and psychological benefits of performing lists, which is best done walking, in our opinion. Now, when you structure your list routine, how long should it be? Well, we typically say if you're walking 0 minutes per day today, go walk out your front door, touch your mailbox, come home. Tomorrow, walk to your neighbor's mailbox. The next day, walk to the corner. The next day, walk around the corner. The next day, walk around the block. Slowly but surely, we want to scale improvements to the point that you get to approximately 30 minutes per day. That's literally walking 15 minutes in one direction, turning around and coming home. It's pretty easy. The barrier to entry for lists is very, very low. So low, in fact, the vast majority of able-bodied humans on the planet should and can be performing lists every day. And that's what we do suggest, daily lists, because science shows 30 minutes of intentional exercise has dramatic health improvements when performed consistently. Lists is something you can literally do every day, as it is not intense and it does not take away from your body's ability to recover. In fact, lists allows you to recover at greater rates from the high intensity training you should also be doing, spread evenly throughout the week. That's for another video. So you're performing that 30 minutes of lists every day now, and slowly you scale up to 35, then 40, then 45 minutes. Ideally, 45 minutes seems to be the Goldilocks zone for fat loss, in that body fat doesn't really start to be burned until you get to that 20-minute mark or so. So the first 20 minutes or so have great benefit, you're burning calories, but enhanced lipolysis, or the release of stored energy inside that fat cell, that really kicks on and increases after the 20-minute mark. So we say give yourself about 45 minutes when you really scale up, your health is there, your energy's there, your athletic ability's there, where you can walk 45 minutes consistently. That's what we call the Goldilocks zone, up until about 60 minutes when you're really at an advanced level. Now, I still don't have a need to perform 60 minutes of lists per day. Sometimes I do because I'm out with my kids and we're having fun walking around town or doing whatever. Most of my list sessions are 40 minutes or so on average. I have a route that I do when walking. And then when I do the elliptical, usually I set the elliptical for 38 minutes, and that gives me 5 minutes of a cool down, simply because one of the patterns that I perform on my elliptical is in 2-minute intervals. So 38 works great for me. But I digress on that. Now, once you get to 90 minutes of lists, we feel that becomes counterproductive, in that list is no more low intensity. List actually becomes MISS, which is moderate intensity, steady state activity. Now you're not using stored fat as the primary fuel source. You start tapping into stored glycogen, expressed as glucose, as the primary fuel source. And we want to stay away from that. most of the time, because we want to keep the glycogen stored in the muscle, but also in the liver, primarily stored in the muscle for use later on during intense training or high glycolytic activity, which would fall into the HIRT category, high intensity resistance training, but also the HIT category, high intensity interval training. Those are primarily glycolytic activities in that they use glycogen, expressed as glucose once again, as the primary fuel source. LISS, on the other hand, uses stored fat as the primary fuel source. That's what we want to take part in. Now, to wrap this up again, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes. That's the zone that you should be performing. Listen, again, we strongly suggest you perform at least one fasted LISS session per day, because every other training session during your day will be in a fed state. You have one shot, one crack at fasted training, and that should be low intensity training. Why not take great advantage of that first thing? And that should wipe away the argument of, is fasted or fed cardio better or worse? Well, for many reasons, fasted cardio has great advantages to fed cardio, but everything else you do is fed. You might as well take advantage of the one opportunity to perform fasted cardio, which is fasted LISS. So let's keep that where it is. Now, also, when you really want to enhance lipolysis, fat loss, you can start adding in additional small bouts of cardiovascular activity. The second best time I will say is post-exercise, post-glycolytic activity, post-HIRT, high intensity resistance training. You go out there, you train in the gym, you do an MMA practice, whatever it is, you're huffing and pushing and puffing, and you're pushing, and you're running your heart rate up high. You're releasing a lot of that stored glycogen expressed as glucose for those highly glycolytic activities, hopefully to the point that you now expend the majority of that glucose. Once we do that, we can then transfer over into the aerobic system and perform an additional 10, 15, 20, up to 30 minutes. And that's really pushing the high end, in our opinion, of cardio after exercise. What does this mean? So after your 45 to 90 minutes of high intensity training, weightlifting and kettlebell swinging and mixed martial arts and CrossFit and whatever it is, finish the workout with a very light walk. A light walk, go on the treadmill, go on the elliptical, and just walk at a nice pace, 2.5 to 4.5 miles an hour on average, 3 to 3.5 miles an hour, or 3 to 3.5 miles per hour for most people. Seems to be ideal, where this is a warm down, but you are extending the workout, transitioning into more stored body fat. A lot of bodybuilders do this very successfully during their contest preparation. It works really well, and all the evidence, again, supports this. Now, this can be a little time invasive for some, but really, what's your goal? Because if your goal is to get shredded, to drop as much body fat as you can, well, this is the exact strategy to do that. And you're in the gym anyway. This is a great way to warm down from your training. And if you're really focused on your training in the gym, you're not staring at your phone, you're not scrolling Instagram, you're not worried about how you look in the gym. You have your hood on, your head down, you're getting your workout, you're getting your sets, your reps in, you're watching the clock, you're managing your rest period in between sets. Well, there's enough time at the end. You're not dilly-dallying, you're not talking to people in the gym. You're there to work. We're talking an extra 10 to 15 minutes has a dramatic fat loss impact, by the way. Upwards of maybe 20 minutes or so. 30 minutes that's like the max. I wouldn't say ever go more than 30 minutes post high intensity glycolytic activity. Now, the third point is other great times to perform LISS or cardio. Well, this would be immediately after a meal, specifically the last meal of the day, which would be your dinner. After dinner, if you go for something as simple as a 10-minute walk, which Stan Efferding has made very popular, and also Mark Bell kind of taking that from Stan. Stan has popularized the 10-minute walk, and there's a good reason for this. It's not so much for the calorie burn, though you will be burning some calories. It's for the mediation of insulin production, in that when you eat, your insulin is released and continues to climb and spike to different levels in each of us. But as soon as you start performing exercise, that insulin spike starts to ebb and come back down. Performing 10 minutes of cardio or of LISS, of walking after a meal, has a dramatic impact in lowering that insulin release, which is a fat storage hormone. So this will actually help you in turn be less prone to store fat, but also that lowered insulin later on in the day after dinner allows your body to release more growth hormone later on that night when you go to sleep, because growth hormone release is blunted in the presence of insulin and it's enhanced in the absence of insulin. We know growth hormone is a great catalyst for lipolysis while we sleep, which is fat loss, but also for the building and repair of muscle tissue. I hope this helps. Take this for what it is, implement some of these strategies into your own lifestyle and see what works for you. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to just shine a light on best practices, those that I have seen to be the most effective for the millions of clients that we've had throughout the years, and the thousands of private individual clients we've been able to work one-on-one with, and also the hundreds of elite pro athletes and high level A-class performers that we have all this data on. I'm just here to share it with you so you can take a look at it, understand it, determine whether or not it's right for you, implement it into your lifestyle as a test. But ultimately, I'm here to add value to your life. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe to this channel for more videos like this, and we will be back soon. Boom.